For the teacher training at the university level, and Dr. Tenot Sediro, currently rector of the University Pedagogica Nazionale at the Mexico. He's a rector, and he and I developed these materials. And on this video, you saw the arrangement of the card. Okay, we are arranging the card of addition. Left hand side, the top corners, the number is 2. Okay, and behind of the 2 is 1 plus 1. Okay, this card is the top front is the addition expression, and behind is answer. Okay, and on this activity we arrange, okay, line up the card depending on the pattern. And what is interesting of this first activity is that children can imagine the answer of the expression. If we give them the card, if answer is 4, what is behind? Expression is there are 3 possibilities: 1 plus 3, 3 plus 1, and 2 plus 2. Okay, and our question is related with the lineup activities. On the lineup activities, one of the special card will come in because it is lined up. Okay, if the then there is 1, and all and is 1, 2, 3, and next comes 4. Okay, such a pattern. And such a pattern we discussed. And at first moment, just students say the answers behind. However, and they cannot line up. And after the activity of line up, they will understand the beautiful pattern of the line-up activities. Okay, so they already experience the line up the card. Okay, so because of this kind of activity already did, for Mr. Seyama, it is not necessary for him on this class to do the same activity, line up the card in his class, in the video which we saw. Okay? Okay. So from these 2 examples, we will understand that the teaching sequence is very much important for developing mathematical thinking. And for developing this kind of thinking, we say that our objective of the class teaching mathematics is developing children who learn mathematics for themselves. Okay? Developing children who learn mathematics for themselves, we teach the ideas, and then that ideas can apply later. Okay? And in her project, I just saw that result. He told us at the APEC lesson study project, and there are he compared 3 groups. One group is use the Japanese textbook for lesson study activities, and that content is fraction. And another group is just engaging in the lesson study only, without using the textbook. And the other group is no ordinary professional development activities. Okay? There are 3 groups of teachers, and they participated in the program, And the question is, how teachers' fraction knowledge changed? And the lesson study with resource kit, it means that they use the Japanese textbook or they referring to the Japanese textbook, they are engaging in the lesson study activities on fractions, okay? Only that case, teachers improved the content knowledge for teaching. Other cases do not improve the content knowledge of teaching, okay? And as I mentioned, the content knowledge for teaching is very much important. And usually, researchers are not always stronger than teachers, okay? Okay, but the reason why researchers do not strong is that they don't have a chance to study deeply, okay? On the other hand, teacher must study deeply because they are teaching that content, okay? On that context, we are engaging in the lesson study, and the lesson study resource kit with fractions succeeded to teach the content knowledge for teaching. Okay. Another project is lesson study community. Okay, and so many cases. I just go back to the slide. This slide, okay. Teaching approach is depending on the changes depending on the context and objective. Okay, injunction, problem solving, and open approach and dialectic. Okay, and in Japan, when we try to enhance problem solving approach and open approach, on that context, we usually engage in the school-based approach. And when we trying to implement dialectic approach, in that case, it is usually we are engaging in personal level lesson study. Okay, personal level lesson study is that we are belonging in the lesson study community of the special subject, and we try to show the good practice on that context. And the school-based lesson study is done by that not specialized teachers in mathematics. Okay, most of them are not so well, not enough knowledge for teaching of mathematics. Okay, so depending on the context, we choose the different ways of lesson study approach. And from now, I just use the case of show the case of problem solving approach at the school-based, okay? And for the school-based approach, we usually school principal trying to develop the learning community, okay? However, developing learning community is not easy because we must have the facilitator who encourage each other, and the facilitator enable everyone to engaging in the similar approach. If we engaging in the similar teaching approach in the school, we can discuss the ways of teaching. And if we can have the similar, we can share the lesson study SEAMEO, such as improve the achievement of mathematics, and not only the skill, but also we try to develop the mathematical thinking. Okay, how shall we do? Such as research SEAMEO. If we share such a research SEAMEO, we may need to have the strategy for achievement of that study SEAMEO. Okay, and in the case of Ozone Elementary School, I worked with this school at the year 2008. Okay, year 2007 to 2008. They produced several types of checking list. Okay? The list is developed for the self-assessment. This is the point. Those lists are not the evaluation for their salary. Okay? Lesson study is done by themselves. And leading teachers usually show at first his trying. Okay? Through his trying of the lesson study activities, in the whole school they shared checking list every time. And through the 1.5 years experiment for sharing the checking list, it means that sharing the objective of the every teaching activities, such as for the developing lesson plan, we may need to do something. Okay? In the classroom teaching, we may need to take care of something. Okay? Why? Because blah, 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 blah. Such discussions shared using through the checking list. Okay? And after that, please look at this graph. Okay? How their achievement was changed. Firstly, what is interesting is that mathematical thinking scores improved 15.5 points. Okay? And another interesting point is that as for the whole school, they only engaged in the project of mathematics. However, what we astonish is that other subject scores are also improved, almost the same point. Okay? So mathematics project influenced the subject of language, subject of science, and subject of social study. Okay? Very much strange. However, it is true, because in school, at the elementary school, one teacher teaches all subjects. It is normal. Okay? If teacher improved his ways of teaching in mathematics, it's also influenced to the other subject. And if students learned how to learn mathematics, it's influenced to learn the other subject. Okay? And their mindset become more active. Okay? They try to improve by themselves. Okay? On that mindset, we developed the learning community. Okay? So learning community is, as for the lesson study, we can say that lesson study system. Okay? However, from the side of the content, we're trying to understand the content of teaching and trying to understand the strategies, teaching strategies more deeply. Why we use the teaching strategies? Because we want to develop this kind of student. Because we would like to develop the student who think mathematics by themselves, we try to teach this way. Okay? Based on that objective, we can succeed to establish learning community. Okay? Without the content, we cannot achieve the learning community. Okay? And this is another graph. There are 4 phases for the problem-solving approach. Okay? First phase is problem posing, and second phase is independent solving, and third phase is comparison and discussion, and the fourth phase is summary. Okay? Which one is the graph mostly changed? Okay? Every graph changed after 1.5 years. This This data is developed by the set of checking list. Okay? At the beginning, teachers do not understand the question itself. What is this question? Okay? What kind of question is it? Okay? We distinguish task and problem. Okay? When we give the task, we should expect what kind of problematic will appear. Okay? At the first stage, most of teachers could not understand. However, after the 1.5 years lesson study activities, they will understand the meaning. Okay. On that mindset, they can achieve the lesson study activities, and they establish learning community. Okay. Then those are the sample list. Okay, and this is the reference. And the discussion about the learning community and problem-solving approach is written on the third articles. Okay, dialectic on the problem-solving approach, illustrating hermeneutics as. Oh no. Sorry. I will say again. The discussion about learning community is. That paper is existed in the lesson study challenges in mathematics education. Okay. In this book, I wrote about learning community. And also various approaches of the lesson study and various definitions of lesson studies I wrote there. Okay. And other references are how to develop mathematical thinking. Okay. And on this book, I wrote the problem-solving approach deeply. Okay. And dialectic on the problem-solving approach, on the third articles, I discuss about the ways of sharing ideas, okay, sharing objective. And study with their friends mathematics, it shows the teaching sequence of content beyond the grade to develop mathematical thinking. Okay. Okay. And the last article is Japanese lesson study. Okay. Those are the references. Thank you very much. And at the last, I will back the top slide. Okay. Today, I just talk about what is lesson study and with the example of videos. Okay. And through the video, you know how to discuss after the class. Okay. Basic question is why, and the most important discussion is sharing the objective for making decision. Okay. And based on that, we can discuss about alternatives. Okay. But the alternatives usually is discussed, including the discussion about different objective of teaching and the different study topic. Okay. And I also explain that through this kind of discussions, professional development are possible, and the school-based lesson study can succeed. Okay. We can say lesson study community or learning community very much easily. Everyone can say. However, for achievement or developing lesson study communities, we need the effort. We may need the effort. On that reason, I give you the question about the first question on the video. What is a good teacher? Okay, thank you very much.